This is the plaintiff, Elba Rucker. She says she rented an apartment owned by the defendant and almost immediately knew it wasn't the place to live with her 17-year-old son. The downstairs neighbors partied all the time, smoked pot, even stole her mail. She told the defendant was let out of her lease, but she only returned a portion of her security, so she's suing for the $300 she still owed. This is the defendant, Kimberly Schweitzer. She says the plaintiff broke her lease, and she has every right to withhold her money. In fact, she could have withheld all of the woman's money, but did a good deed, returning most of it. Good deeds don't pay off, seems, because the woman turned around and sued her anyway. She's accused of not paying it all back.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff moved into the defendant's apartment, says one of the neighbors was partying, smoking pot all the time. Plaintiff moved out, defendant won't return the security. The defendant said she already cut her a break. It's the case of the apartment that went to pot.
Thank you, Douglas. Elba Rucker?
Yes.
You are suing Kimberly Schweitzer for $300, a remainder of a security deposit that was not returned to you. Oh, y'all from Miami?
Yes.
All right, then.
Yes.
Let's hear it. What's going on?
The situation is, I moved in this apartment on December, and I live with my son. And this apartment, when I moved to this apartment, the apartment no had utilities inside. I need to buy my refrigerator, my stove, my 3 AC. When I moved on this apartment, I stay in December, and when I stay in January, my debit cards and my email, everything is disappeared. And when I go and I talk to and call the landlord and I say I need to call the police because I see my my neighbor living in the
Wait,
apartment.
are you referring
2.
to, where did it disappear from? What is it you're saying?
In my mailbox.
In your mailbox?
Yes.
Okay,
Everything
so
is
you
disappeared.
felt somebody had gone into your mailbox?
Yes.
Was there any evidence that somebody had gone into
Yes,
it was broken?
Yes, I go in the afternoon for taking my mail, and I see the neighbor living in the apartment number 2 with one big knife and open my mailbox.
Wait, you saw him opening your mailbox?
Yeah, and see when
Well, if you saw it, did you call the police right at the moment? Oh,
yes,
you did?
yes.
Okay, did he end up getting caught?
Yes.
Oh, did he get arrested?
Yeah.
Oh, he got arrested? Oh,
yeah.
so this is not like your theory. This actually, he got arrested and charged with it. All right, is that your same building?
Yes.
Number 2 in your building?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I go and I talk with this lady, and I say...
What lady?
This lady.
Okay, you talk to
and say
the
with
defendant.
her, and I say what is the back situation and pass with this apartment, and I say please help me for moving with the other apartment because she had different buildings.
Right. So you wanted to move to a different building, and you're living there with who? Your son?
Yeah, only
How
me
old's
and
your
my son. 16 years old.
Yeah.
And when I move it, and say, please, I go in the office and I talk with the lady and say, please help me. Because the last night, when I'm looking in the morning, my car is scratched. I have the pictures in there. All my car is scratched.
Because now it's a vendetta because you called the police on him.
Yeah. And the man live in the apartment number 2 had different law for men. This neighbor is gay, and the man put me the gun in my stomach and say.
Wait, what man put a gun in your stomach?
The boyfriend with the neighbor number 2. The man is arrested.
Oh. Oh my God.
The man put the gun in my stomach and say, "Is your fault for the landlord get the eviction note for my boyfriend?" And he put me the gun in my stomach.
Did you call the police?
Yeah, I call the police and I go with the lady and I say, "Please, you need give me the information."
Wait, what happened with that case? Did someone get charged with aggravated assault?
It's open. Yeah, the police is in the
But did they arrest the boyfriend or no?
No, because the boyfriend no live in the apartment number 2. He come in and visit and take drugs and smoking together and drinking alcohol, but never live in there.
Okay. So, did you speak with the defendant and tell her, I can't live here anymore, it's not safe for me, it's not safe for my son, I want to go? And what did she tell you?
She promised me and return my money back and return my complete money back is $725, and me, I believe what she say, because
and so you move out on the 28th, you go not to another one of her buildings, you just go somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you get your security deposit when? Or it's not a security deposit. Let's talk about that because that's where the problem lies. You sign, what is it that you have your tenants do? Sign a 7-month lease?
Yes, we do a 7-month lease. We used to do month to month, but Florida decided that anything less than 6 months is transient and they attach a hotel tax. So everybody started doing a minimum 7-month lease. So we do a 7-month lease that then reverts month to month.
Okay. And then you do not collect a security deposit?
No, we collect a first month of rent and a last month of rent. And the last month of rent is held in a separate bank account and is used for your last month of rent, provided you give me the proper notice.
So your philosophy is it's not worth getting a security deposit. Why?
No, it's not that.
But it is kind of.
It is kind of.
I don't think that's such a bad philosophy. It's interesting.
In the neighborhoods that I rent, first, last, and security just isn't really an option because
they're lower income.
Because they're lower income and they don't have three times rent to move in. Florida statutes govern security deposits that after a person vacates, I have 30 days to notify them via certified mail if I intend to claim any part of it. 9 times out of 10, what's happened over the years, I've been doing this for 20 years, most people are vacating because they're under eviction and they owe me several thousand. And for me to chase people down doing this notice that, hey, I'm going to keep $300 because you owe me $3,000, I just decided that I wasn't going to collect a security deposit. I was going to collect a last month of rent.
So what happens if I live there for 7 months and then when I move, I trash the place?
I'm screwed.
Okay.
So if you live in an apartment, the neighbors are partying, smoking pot all the time, can you move out and break the lease?
Well, I feel like if that's something that's laid out in the lease part,
It's not.
It's not, then probably not.
What do you say?
I mean, if it wasn't in the lease, you can't really fight it.
If you can't sleep, can you do it? Can you get out?
Yes, you can. I think you could. You should be able to at least, but no, you don't.
Okay, we'll see. Going inside the courtroom.
She says, and I think that you concede this in your answer to the complaint, that she had a really bad time there.
Absolutely.
And that you let her out. You said, you get out by the 28th and I'll give you your security deposit.
Right. What I told her is that if she returned the unit to me, I said, you've only been there 3 months. There should not be any damage to that unit. If you can return the unit to me and I can re-rent it exactly as is.
Oh, but damage? Damage? Why did the word damage come up? You don't have a security deposit.
No, I don't. But the thing is, I didn't have to give her any of it back.
Oh, I don't want to hear that, though, because
lease.
I agree with you. You don't have to give her, you say you don't have to give her any of that back, and you may be right that you have a very strong argument about that. I'm not sure it wins because you do have an obligation to provide somebody with a habitable place. And if they're being terrorized by one of your other tenants, I realize you're moving as fast as you can, but she doesn't have to continue to live there amidst drugs and a gun to her. No, she gets to break a lease because it's uninhabitable. However, let's put that to a side because we're not really there. Where we are is something a step beyond that. There's an agreement that you're going to give the money back. So
provided she returned the unit to me in a way that I can re-rent it.
Okay.
On my honor.
No, wait. Don't talk. It's not
good.
your turn.
Yep.
So go ahead. What happens when she moves
So
out?
when she brings me the keys on March 5th, she says somebody kicked in the door. So the door
what happened? Somebody kicked in the door?
Yeah, when I talked with you the first time, when I moved into this apartment, no utilities, and I need to buy my refrigerator, my stove, and my 3 AC.
And that got stolen?
Yeah, the people, I had
There's just no rest for the weary, is there?
I had other police report because when the people call me and say, oh, the people take your stove, your refrigerator.
Who called you?
The neighbor live across the street.
Oh, for the
She called me and she say, oh, call me fast.
I saw people hauling off your appliances. Did she call the police when she saw that?
No, she called me. And me, when I'm staying there, I take the pictures because the door is broken in, it's broken in. And had the feet in the door. I had the feet in the door, it's in here the picture.
So there was...
Yeah, and I know it's not my fault. I call the police and say, look, this neighbor is very dangerous for me and for my son, and I don't need to stay here because my life and the life of my son is very dangerous. I know, like, the people kill me because...
Okay. Right, which I totally understood.
Hold that moment.
Everything's good. Okay?
Thank you.
Give her back her money, will you? I mean, come on. She goes there. You told her that you would give her back her rent money. And now you're telling me well, I want to keep it for damages. No, that's kind of the risk you run when you don't take the security deposit. Do you think for 1 second she broke the door and stole her own and staged the loss of her appliance? I mean, how much more does this woman have to go through? You know what? Just give the money back. Return the $300. Verdict for you, you get your $300 back, plus your court costs if you paid any in order to get the $300 back.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So at long last, the plaintiff is going to get her $300 back. You seem kind of tough. You know, the judge is pleading with you. Give her the money back. How do you feel?
Well, I have a fiduciary responsibility to the person who owns the property.
Sometimes you just got to do it, you know?
Trust me, there's so much more I wish I could say and can't.
Well, good enough. Thank you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
on your way out of courtroom, she's going to give you the money back. Ms. Rucker, the big thing is, how are you living now? Where are you living now?
I live in a new place, and it's very good, and it's safety for my son and for me, and I'm very happy with that.
You are. Good for you. Good for you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. You feel better now?
Yeah, I'm feeling now.
Was it hard to file a lawsuit against her?
Yeah, it's really little problems, but now I like it because God is good all time and give me my money back.
Okay,
Thank you
good.
for everything. Thank you for helping me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you very much. Harvey?
Okay, there's something that's implied in every lease. It's called quiet enjoyment, and that means that a tenant has the reasonable right to enjoy a place. And if another tenant is wreaking havoc in the apartment, then the landlord's duty is to bring that other tenant under control, and if he can't, then I think the tenant has a case for moving out.